Hello Quinn, thank you so much for your time. It is a pleasure to talk with you today. I do have few questions regarding your performance at Gaimin Gladiators as well as the tournament towards TI and 2024 and beyond. So first question will be, I do remember that this year you have 12 tournaments, including this Dacha tournament in Armenia, 3 major wins, 2 Dream League wins, and you guys are finished more than 4th place for this year. Are you aiming to win the 3rd Dream League of 2023? And what do you think about the group distribution for this Dream League season 21?
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely shooting to win. Shooting to use it as good practice for TI. But yeah, I mean, every tournament I go into, I want to win for sure. And at first glance, it seems like B looks slightly stronger. But it's not the biggest deal. And at the end of the day, I think it's also good to be in a stronger group. You get better practice, and if you're going to win the tournament, you need to beat everyone anyway.
So, as a player who play most of the time in North America and decided to move to Western Europe at the end of last year, it looks like you led the team to be the best team in the world right now. Do you have any pressure when you play in Western Europe as the most competitive region in the world right now?
I think I felt pressure being in EU the first DPC season. Just because you're playing in NA, you're playing against joke teams mostly. It's kind of a clown fiesta, and you move to Europe where every team is good and you can lose every series. And initially that was stressful and pressuring, but I think eventually I sort of got used to it, and it's more nice that I get to you get to have consistent high competition, makes you a better player, makes you a better team, and I think that's sort of essential to actually win things.
I see. And also, as we know that Gaimin Gladiators will be the only team who have a chance to win the 3 consecutive DPC majors and TI at the same year, which is like a grand slam in Dota. How big you're confident preparing this year TI actually, Quinn?
I mean, I'm confident that if we play our best, we can do well and we can win. TI, there's a lot of RNG to it. There's a lot of chance. Sometimes the meta is good for one team and not good for another. Sometimes people just show up really well. Sometimes people have rough days. You never really can know what will happen, but I'm confident we can place really well, and if we do our best, that we have a good chance of winning. So we'll go into it. I'll try my best.
I see. Also, what do you expect from Valve towards 2024, right after TI 12?
I mean, I think DPC was a bit scuffed and had a lot of problems. So I think for me, it's a good change. I know that a lot of people will be affected negatively, especially like tier 2 casters, and maybe tier 2 players. But I think overall, for the health of the scene and for how exciting Dota is to watch, I think DPC will be better, because DPC was just sort of a bit stifling and boring in my opinion.
I see. And also, let's move up a little bit from the competitive. If you have any chance to build a 5-man all-star lineup and you are one of those 5, who would be the 4 players?
Of all time or right now?
Yeah, it depends on you, all time or any time.
I mean, right now I would not change any of my players on my team. All time, it's probably Miracle, Faith Beyond, Puppy, and Jarex or something. If you're talking all time, probably something like this.
I see. And also, since the 2023 was a long season for you, how important is mental health actually for you?
I mean, it's very important. I think, especially with how busy this season has been, our team has taken a lot of things lighter at times so that people can, chill. I took a big break after Riyadh. I didn't play Dota for several weeks. And I'll take a big break after TI as well. For sure, it's really important. You can't, if you get burned out, then it's all over. You can't really compete anymore. So managing that and, staying happy, not being engrossed in the misery that is Dota occasionally, I think is a good thing.
I see. Also, speaking of TI 12, even though you mentioned earlier that there will be a change of the format for this year, what do you think about the format update comparing to last year's format?
I think the format is worse for competitive integrity. Not by that much, but a little bit worse. I think this one match that decides the lower bracket or upper bracket is a bit scuffed.
Yeah.
And I think a larger sample size of games is naturally going to give you more consistent results in terms of who deserves to be in upper and lower bracket. But I also understand why they do it, and since every tournament, every major has been using that same format for every tournament, it's become a bit stale, and so they wanted to shake things up. I get that. And I'm not super mad about it, but I do think it hurts competitive integrity slightly.
Let's move forward to something funny question. I saw the stream 2 days ago or yesterday, I forgot, that you brought the keyboard, Dell keyboard. Do you think your keyboard will be a secret weapon for Dream League and TI?
Yeah, maybe people won't know what's hitting them. Yeah, I've used it for a long time. So
really?
yeah, I've used it for I don't know, as long as I can remember, since I was probably like 15 years old or something, maybe younger than that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's stood the test of time. I've used it for really. Before that, I had like one of the big fat like Microsoft white keyboards,
Yeah.
and then right after that, probably like 10 or 15, I started using this keyboard. So
I see. And also, one last question before we end the interview. I remember that you win the majors against Team Liquid 3 times in a row. And also, this includes the Bali major as well. What do you think about Team Liquid? Our Team Liquid is a tough opponent for you in the grand final, or okay, we met Team Liquid again and we know the strats and we can defeat them easily?
yeah, they're definitely a tough opponent. There's a reason they're in the finals with us every time, because they're very, very strong. They have very good players, very smart players. I think their draft prep and their ideas about the game are very strong, and you need to think really hard before you go into the series. Make sure your prep's right, so you don't just get totally run over. They're very, very strong.
I see. Do you want to say anything to your fans and specifically to Southeast Asian and maybe Indonesian fans that watching this interview?
Yeah, thanks for supporting us. Thanks for supporting us. Hope you refer us to TI and during DreamLeague as well, I suppose. And yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it is a pleasure to talk with you, Quinn. Thank you so much for your time. Good luck for DreamLeague Season 21 and good luck for aiming the Grand Slam of Dota. Please,
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. Have a good night.
Bye bye, you too.
Bye.